You're listening to the Autism Weekly podcast. Each week, we share community voices and bring light to stories that increase awareness, acceptance, equity, access, and inclusion across the autism community. If you haven't already, subscribe to join the Autism Weekly family. I'm your host, Jeff Skibitsky, and this week we have an exciting episode. I visited Erik's ranch in person and talked with some of the awesome team members on the spectrum that are critical to the operations of the ranch. As a high-level overview, Erik's ranch proudly offers a first-of-its-kind living, working, and social environment for young adults with autism. Not only are both locations home to young adults with autism, but individuals operate the boutique-style guest accommodations at the two destinations located in Minnesota and Montana. Erik's Ranch was recently featured on the Netflix series. I had a ton of fun. Take a listen to our conversation with Lucas, Chuck, and JoJo from Erik's Ranch. Well, it's been so nice coming out to see you all at the ranch. Having the opportunity to talk with Catherine and Erik at an earlier episode, it really gave me that bug to get out here and see everything the ranch could offer. And I will say is that I was very, very excited, but also I wasn't surprised because I saw so much effort being put in by everybody at the ranch, and you could see what you all have already accomplished. So today we have the chance to talk with Lucas, Chuck, and JoJo, who all have different roles at the ranch, who all have been able to contribute in providing a wonderful service experience, and we want to hear their stories. So I guess I'll start with Lucas. Lucas, you and I had a lot of time spent today. We got to go hiking. We also went river rafting. Mm-hmm. But what I noticed is how much you were able to share about the area around us.
Okay.
So
thank you.
When you're out there and you're giving that experience to the guests, what is it that you feel like you're able to provide for them that's unique to you?
I don't know. I just always had a feel for helping people out too, but I do have fun with like the hikes and the tours too.
So when we were out there at one point, you were able to point out, I think it was either a rabbit flower or something like that, and you knew the medicinal value to it, and you were able to kind of work through it. Are these interests that you had before working at the ranch?
As a kid, I always loved science and plants and animals. Yeah, that's fun too. I never really did anything with it though.
Yeah, but the ranch was able to provide that opportunity?
I guess so.
Yeah. Were you doing that before you came here? Were you able to have a job similar?
Not really. No? I mean, I worked with flowers prior to Erik's Ranch, but not like this before.
Not like that. And
yeah.
Similar to that is that, I mean, Lucas had the opportunity to be able to take something that he was passionate about, which is wildlife, which was the flowers. It was the snakes, and he had photography. But Chuck, you were an all-star roper. You've been riding for a long time, and those are things that not everybody has the chance to be able to teach other people. Are these things that you're providing to some of the guests at the ranch right now? Are these the skills that you built back home?
It's kind of like that. I have siblings that where they want to ride my horses too, so I just teach them how to ride the horse. Either if they want to learn how to swing on top of the horse or anything like that. But it's kind of similar like that. But I kind of learned the hard way where I learned how to ride bareback with when I was small. I just ride with moccasins too, so I had like a cultural riding experience when I was small.
So cool. Do you share that experience when you're working with the guests and tell them anything about how you learned?
Yeah.
Do you? Are they impressed?
Yeah, they're like, wow. But I just been buying moccasins for so long, which is I grew out of them. It's like you're growing out of your own shoes, but I still have my other pair from graduation too, so I have them on me right now. They're inside of my room down in the pool house.
Oh, so you're really able to bring your culture into the experience, and not only be able to teach people who probably have never ridden horses before how to get up on a horse, how to start riding, how to do that, but you're also able to teach them a little bit about, who you are and what other cultures are around them and about the world that maybe they don't understand. I think that's so cool. But you actually taught me a whole bunch today, because we were talking about roping, which I could say I am not a roper. I've tried before and I'm horrible at it. But just hearing the knowledge that you had about, what your strategy is going forward, is that something that the ranch is going to start trying to teach? Are they gonna allow you to have that opportunity to teach people to rope?
Yeah, but for first timers, they got to learn how to swing a rope before they start feeding a rope. Where feeding as one of the main tools for roping is that where you have a rope running through your hand, which is you already have another rope inside. So it's already basically a one rope, but it looks like you're carrying two at the same time, because you gotta have the loop, and you gotta have the Honda top of it's called the eye of the rope.
Yeah.
That's where the rope goes inside of the like a little hole, and that's where you gotta feed it, where it makes a loop bigger. But they got to master that first before they gonna start swinging. But
is it hard to teach people first time going through it? Is that really, something you feel good?
No, not really. Once they get master of the swinging process, and then let them have that feeling. So why don't you let the rope go, but have the rope is still in your hand, where you can still make a loop bigger, which is it's kind of it's hard, but as people, as guests actually, as much as they can learn how to swing and feed, there'll be basic science.
Yeah.
Like that.
No, and I think that's like the life lesson.
Yeah.
Is that if you take your passion and you have a way to be able to do that for your job, is that you're able to connect with people. You're able to teach them new things. You're able to empower other people to be able to do that sort of work, which for you is roping. For Lucas, it's wildlife. It's being able to share knowledge about the land. It's being able to do those aspects. And I saw that firsthand. And then for JoJo, you came to the ranch not knowing exactly what you were going to be doing, if I'm right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you took something that was personal to you and you made it part of your new career path, because you've started doing a lot of baking at the ranch, right?
Oh, yeah.
So what drove you to make that decision?
I don't know. Since I came out here, I started to miss home and being around my grandma. So then Catherine's like, "Well, how would you feel about doing baking?" I'm like, "Okay, I can give it a try, but if I start doing it, it's make me miss home." But once I started to get into it, it reminds me of home. So I liked it, because this is kind of like home, because I'm doing stuff I used to do at home.
Yeah.
So.
And rumor has it is everybody's stealing the baked goods before they're out almost all the time. Is that they're a hot commodity?
So when it comes out of the oven, I put it into the fridge to let the cake cool off, then I make the filling, and then I bring the cake back out from the fridge and then put the filling on.
Yeah.
Roll it back up, let it sit for maybe 15-20 minutes. And then once I take it out, I cut the ends off.
Okay.
And they know when it's out, because they're hover around me, like, "Hey JoJo, can I have that piece, or can I get this piece?" I'm like, "Okay, let me count how many I have first to see if I have enough to give you some."
Yeah.
They're like, "Okay, well."
And I think that the heart of the mission for Erik's Ranch is giving everybody the opportunity to succeed with what they're good at, finding the role that they want to be able to play, and then creating that path forward. And whether that's a job, whether that's being a leader, whether that's basically running your own baking business, it's creating those opportunities. I think that the really cool thing is having that live and work environment where you have the chance to be able to do whatever job it is that's going to fulfill what you're looking for, but you have almost like a family unit around you that you can rely on, that you build trust with, that you're able to do that. And I know that that's got to be really important. Is when you were in Minnesota, because Erik's Ranch also exists in Minnesota, is that what you saw? Is that same sort of concept of, wow, we have people doing jobs that they really love to do, like this is their passion?
Yeah, I helped deliver breakfast food to the guests in bed, and that was fun. But yeah, and cleaning too. There's a lot of other people there that loved cleaning too, so I think they felt like they were used too.
Okay. And those are the things that
Yeah.
when we talked earlier, one of the biggest things that we had the chance to really chat about was learning from each other. And I can honestly say is that if I were to go out into the wilderness, Lucas, you know far more than me. If I go out to a ranch and I'm trying to do anything to do with horses, anything to do with roping, is that, Chuck, you are going to be able to teach circles around me. And then if I were to go and try and bake the same way that you do, JoJo, nobody's going to eat my food. And the difference is that you all have that chance to be empowered to do what you're good at and to be able to excel at. And sometimes is that there's barriers that exist. And we're trying, I think, as a community, is to break down all those barriers and just give opportunities. So if you were to be able to talk to your old community or talk to where you were working previously about, there's a lot that I can do if you just trust me. Is that a message that should be heard from everybody? Is, I'm very good at what I do.
Mm-hmm.
Give me that opportunity. Would you think that that's something that if somebody gave you the opportunity to start your own job and your own business cooking, that no, not yet?
No.
So you like that safety,
Yeah.
being able to do it under a
My
little
own
bit more of a
time.
controlled environment and
Yeah.
people supporting you. And that's what I think is really neat. And I think that if there's enough people that think through that and are supportive, that would be really helpful. What else do you guys think Erik or Sarant should bring on? What would be the next big project?
What it is it's helping us grow in our opportunities here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And expand our horizons.
So where has that growth come? So when you started, what were you doing, and what are you able to do now?
I loved doing working with the lawn.
Yeah.
Before too, last year.
Okay.
That was fun.
And were you leading your own hike tours? And
I was doing all the tours.
Oh, okay.
Which was really fun. I mean, I enjoyed them a lot more than other members, but that was just my personal preference, being like, oh, I want to go on this one, that one, and have so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and so I loved my time out here, and it really is what was described to me, and what I really enjoyed tonight as well is having the chance to sit down and have dinner and just kind of get to know everybody, because there aren't many differences between me and you and me and you and me and you. It's like we're all the same people. We have different skills. We all have different things that we bring to the environment, and I think it's cool to be able to sit down and see where everybody excels, to be able to kind of be like, wow, I wish I could do this like Chuck does. Oh, I wish that I could do all the things that JoJo is capable of doing, or I wish that I had the skills that Lucas had. But seeing people for what they offer, seeing people for what they're capable of, rather than being at a place and just seeing somebody and saying, well, my expectations are A, B, or C because this is their label, or this is where they come from, or this is what their diagnosis is that I should be looking at everybody for, wow, these people, no matter who they are, no matter what environment I'm in, every individual is amazing if I just get to know who they are and see all the skills they have. I appreciate the fact that you guys were able to talk with me and to be able to kind of share that experience. And to the guests that come next, what would you be telling them? Because there's got to be a mixture of guests. Some that might be patient, some that might be pushy, some that are very kind, some that aren't. But what would you tell the guests about what you hope their experience is at the ranch? And I guess I'll just start with Lucas and move on.
I try to make it more pleasing and with their that they enjoy their experience here. So I don't know how to explain that though.
Yeah.
But no, I really enjoy helping them out, trying to make their experience a lot better here.
Awesome. And is that just trying to get to know them and being personable?
Yeah, some I've gotten to know. Like there's last year there was people from all over the world. Like so I got to know some people from South America that I still message back and forth from last year.
That's so cool. And
yeah.
Chuck, what would you say if you were to tell somebody, hey, you're going to come to Erik's ranch, this is what I hope you learn, or this is what I hope you get out of it?
I say, hey, I do trail rides out at this ranch. You should come through. Like, I work at this place called Erik's Ranches. I I'm a member with autism. I work with I work with members who have autism too. So
Mm-hmm.
we're really friendly. We'll like to see you around the ranch. Ride horses with us. I'll probably give one of my business cards to them too. So
Yeah. And the one thing I'd probably, and maybe this is me talking to you, I'd be telling them how great a teacher you are, because what you're describing as far as being able to help others is that these are skills that aren't easy, and they're going to have to be patient with themselves because you probably do it easily. They don't.
yeah.
But helping them realize that you can be a wonderful teacher for them, and to try out all those tests. And how about you, JoJo? What would you be telling them? I know that typically when people arrive is that there's already some goodies already made for them. But what would you be telling them to expect when they're here?
Just make them feel comfortable while they're staying here, and hopefully I see them on one of the hikes that I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think that's really important to remember, is that everybody has things that they enjoy, but you all are doing all of the ranch activities. And to know that the person who had just made the wonderful baked good might be the person on the hike. The person that went out water rafting with me might be somebody who I'm going to see out at a grizzly bear excursion. And the person that rode the horses with me in the morning might be the one that I'm caretaking the horses with in the afternoon and brushing them down and teaching them all about horsemanship. So I think it's a wonderful opportunity, and I thank you all for being a part of this and for sharing your experience. I think that it'll help so many people out there to know that they're just as capable at excelling at everything they want to do. So thank you.
Thank you for listening to Autism Weekly. We hope you tune back in next week to learn more about autism in the real world. Autism Weekly is now found on all the major listening apps, including Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, Amazon Music, and more. Subscribe to be notified when we post a new podcast. Autism Weekly is produced by ABS Kids. ABS Kids is proud to provide diagnostic assessments and ABA therapy to children with developmental delays like autism spectrum disorder. You can learn more about ABS Kids and the Autism Weekly podcast by visiting abskids.com. Thanks for tuning in. See you again next week.